What's going on, guys? Today we have a pretty cool video for you. We'll be working with Jeff from Freaks Brewery and creating a start to finish beer recipe. We're actually making a blueberry cobbler sour beer. So distilling and brewing go hand in hand, and I just want to show you all how easy a beer can be as well.
Hey guys, we're over here in Highlands Ranch at Freaks Brewing. We're going to be sampling a recipe kit. I'm going to walk you all through.
Because of copyright, I couldn't really keep this audio, but this is a walkthrough of a setup. He's got a beer list here. They have a really great red ale on tap. A little further back, we'll be seeing some bright tanks. There's a seltzer in there, some other brews. He's got a barrel waiting for a future recipe of his, so I'm really excited to drink that when I'm back there. Further along, you'll see his mash tuns. They're 2.5 barrels a piece, I believe, so that's 10 barrels, about 300 gallons ready to work. And then we'll be finishing up with some fermentation vessels where the beer will sit. Our recipe today is a blueberry cobbler sour. Ingredients for a small batch are a pound of lactose, blueberry fruit juice, graham cracker extract, 3 pounds of DME, 4 ounces of Carapils malt, 8-ounce biscuit malt, a pack of hops. It didn't really say what kind in this kit. Something like a mosaic hop would probably do well, and yeast nutrient. To start, we'll start filling with water and turn our heat on. No copyright on this one. It just sounded like a jet engine in the back with those mash tuns running. We're just talking about some pretty simple things here. Jeff's keeping the water at 155 degrees. He's using 150 pounds of malt in his recipe. We unfortunately didn't film us putting that in. And after we transfer our wort into fermentation, we'll turn it sour. As mentioned, we missed a bulk grain going in, but here's some stirring of the wort and putting small packs of grains in just for fun. Now we just wait an hour. Jeff's explaining here that our hour wait is done, and now we'll be transferring into another fermenter to separate out the liquids from the solids. That's something known as a wort. Because we have multiple grains, those sugars from them will all combine and get us our desired color and body. Jeff's recipe added rye malt, which would lighten the beer up and increase the mouthfeel. Now we'll just continue separating out the liquids from solids using a sparge arm. So this was something pretty cool. Here Jeff mentions to keep the wort between 142 and 165 degrees. He says the closer you get to 165, the higher alcohol that you actually get. So great for distilling, not so good for beer all the time. I love talking with artists and crafters like Jeff. You just learn really cool things like this. Here's that sparge arm in action, and here's what the transfer line looks like as the solids and liquids separate out. We've got a great golden color on our beer, and it's only going to darken as that vessel gets fuller. We got a massive clog several times throughout the run, just so much grain. This was just kind of satisfying to clear that clog. And as you can see, our grain bed is getting pretty low at this point. We are almost done in the transferring. I love seeing that rolling boil. Looks like our liquids are all out, and it's time to begin prepping some fresh ingredients. We ended up crushing an entire package of graham crackers and about 6 pounds of blueberries. An hour of prepping later, and they're ready to go in. We got the best shots we could because those vessels get so hot. Just enjoy this footage of steam, I guess. Sorry. And now we'll add our lactose, which is actually what makes the beer sour. We used 10 pounds for Jeff's larger recipe, but 1 pound should do it for a cake-sized batch. We also got some great shots of blueberries and crackers being dusted with them. I honestly just wanted to put my hand in there and eat some. That would have ended up clearly bad. I'm glad I didn't do that. We'll also take the time to add some DME. Might as well just get more of that sugar into the boil.
An hour on the boil, everything's in. We're going to do flame out now.
We're clumping up a tiny bit, so we're going to add some wort flock at this point, just to help to reduce that. I wasn't really familiar with this product before this, but it definitely seemed to help, which was great. Our bags containing our hops will now be extracted. We want to go ahead and get as much of that juice from those hops as you can. Keep things moving in your vessel, and now it's cleanup time. It's definitely something you can't forget in brewing. Super, super important. Keep everything as clean as possible. When cleanup finished, we ran the wort through a heat exchanger to cool it down before it entered the fermenter, a process known as cold crashing. And here we are testing our beer to see what ABV we created. We were nearly at 9%. That is really heavy for a sour. I'm really curious what flavors get imparted with that higher ABV. And now we finally add our lactobacillus, and that helps the lactose work off right. Here's Jeff mentioning that our extracts will go into the beer 3 days later. He'll also add the fresh blueberry juice in. Should be a really nice finish on it. And then at the end of a long day, my homies just hanging out, man, drinking a beer. We were hanging with Jeff for a little bit longer. He's such an awesome guy. Please come down to Three Freaks if you're local here in Colorado, and thank you guys so much for watching.